Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Keeping with our mandate to provide meaningful information to help you manage your life, the Women of Courage Show is announcing two workshops that will be held in September and October of 2019. Please put these dates on your calendar. The dates are September 14th and October the 5th. The Women of Courage Show will be conducting two workshops. The workshops are entitled What You Must Do to Win and Life Saving Advice. The workshops will be held at the Southfield Pavilion in Southfield, Michigan, in the multi-purpose room. The workshops will be held from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Regular tickets are $20. Renee from the WHPR station is the contact person for tickets and vendor information. Her phone number is 707 881 7363. If you are sick and tired of your life, join us and become a woman of courage. Wishing and hoping is not going to cut it. If you want to live a fulfilling and fruitful life, you must dare. Do not miss these workshops. You need this information to manage your life. Information that will help you do more than just survive. You can earn more money. You can live in a larger home. And you can drive a better car. Stop trying to bed your girlfriend's husband. Build a life of your own. During the workshop, you will become a stronger thinker. You will be better at seeing and facing the truth. You will learn how to be quiet when necessary. And you will leave behind your fantasy world. A lot of work has gone into developing these workshops. You have never attended a workshop such as this gathering. These workshops were designed to provide you with information that will not only help you, but you will not forget. This information will change the course of your life and the lives of your children. You will receive the benefit of 20 years of research. We look forward to seeing you there. Hi, I thank you again for tuning in today. We are again at the juncture of our discussion of change. The point here is if you are living a life that you do not like, then you should consider changing that life. It does not make any sense to go day in and day out living a life that you hate. Normally, hateful lives center on not having enough money to do what you want, or not working a job that you like, or hating your boss and coworkers, or just not having a good time at life. So, if any of these situations exist in your life, then you need to consider changing your life for the better. Not any time, but right now. Now, most people who attempt to make a change in their life need a roadmap, or they need a roadmap. They seek to speak to people who are, in their mind, doing better than them. Well, you could also seek change from reading a book. We have suggested 5 books. The series Women of Courage, You Are the Prophet of Your Life, and What You Must Do to Win. In these situations, you can be perfectly honest with yourself, whereas in a situation when you consult another person about change, you may be hesitant about being honest. During our last broadcast, we discussed the situation that will arise when one does not deal with the problem and situations in their lives. We suggested that there are people who are envious and jealous of the accomplishments of others, and sometimes these people commit adultery, fornication, and murder, all because they're envious and hateful. Some people become so filled with envy and jealousy that they court another person's husband or wife just to get back at the object of their hate. It makes them feel good. People who commit these evil acts justify their behavior by saying to themselves that their victims deserve to be betrayed. Take a look around you. Take notice of the people who are committing adultery and fornication. Oftentimes, their motivation is based on envy and hate and jealousy. Listen closely to what these people have to say. Listen to their justification for their conduct. It is a bunch of crap. These are envious, hate filled, jealous people who do not or cannot go out and face the world and succeed. They refuse to sit up late at night reading a book, one book after another, to improve their lives. They do not want to pay the price like other people who work at McDonald's and save their money and pay their tuition so they can go back to college and get a better job and make a better future for their wife or husband and children. Listen to all the women who think their lives are made by taking men to bed. Listen to their foolish thoughts of dressing up, going to a bar, bringing a man home. You might as well think that you or admit that you hate your coworker or neighbor because she has a husband that goes to work and takes care of his family, not like the men you had babies for and the men left you holding the bag. Those men never look back. You hate yourself because you made poor choices and now you want to get even. You want to make another woman pay for your misjudgment. That is why you're trying to seduce your neighbor's husband. Even if he does go to bed with you, he will still go home to his wife. You need to face the fact that your envy and jealousy has turned you into a predator. You are now stalking another woman's husband. People who pay the price of working to better themselves are always the object of hatred of those who do not work toward a goal. It is time for you to answer the question, do you want to continue being filled with jealousy and hate, or are you going to do something about your life? Listen to the following and ask yourself, are you ready to change your life?
Anything that you want in this life can be obtained. You just need to believe. Believe in yourself. You are strong. You are beautiful. You are resilient. You are what we call the women of courage. And your time is now. There are no victims in this life. So I'm asking you, are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to fight for what you want? Are you ready to fight for your dreams? If you are, it starts now. This is the Women of Courage.
Please take a moment to listen to these alarming statistics. According to the recent New York Times article, the U.S. suicide rate surged to a 30-year high in 2015. In fact, in the last 15 years alone, the suicide rate for girls aged 10 to 14 tripled. Middle-aged women saw a 63% increase, and middle-aged men, the increase grew to 43%. Now just think about these statistics. These statistics are devastating. People of all ages and walks of life are unhappy, desperate, and without hope. And the problem is getting worse. The author of You Are the Prophet of Your Life says you need to read her book. The Prophet of Your Life tells you that you can control your destiny and shape your future. You can live a better and more fulfilling life, and you can change the course that you are on. You Are the Prophet of Your Life is a new book that was written and that is being shared with you, anyone else who is suffering. No one needs to suffer in silence. This book will show you how to be the author of a new chapter in your life. It will show you that what you need to do to be happy, successful, and sure of yourself and your future. It is your darkest hour that you can discover your true self, the brilliant light within all of us that can never ever be dimmed. To read this book, you will learn how to make informed decisions that will enrich your soul, enlighten your mind, and show you that you have the capacity to make permanent, positive changes in your life. You are the prophet of your life. Many of us live our lives, but few are happy with their dreams. As prophets of our lives, we have the capacity. We can also obtain our most lofty dreams. Ask yourself, do you want to have a more rewarding personal relationships? Do you want to run a successful business? Do you want to raise a beautiful and happy family? Whatever your dreams are, they are possible if you have the roadmap, the set of instructions on how to achieve these goals. You have them now, and you are the prophet of your life. No one has to live a life of mediocrity, settling for whatever comes their way. This book provides practical guidance on how you can move from just dreaming of having a better life into making it become your reality. Negative thoughts interfere with the wonderful life you were meant to live. You Are the Prophet of Your Life will show you how to live positively no matter what the current circumstances are. Don't let problems stand in your way of a happy, successful life. Learn how to overcome even the most difficult challenges you may face. Live your life from today on as a new building in which you are the architect. You are the builder of the greatest life you can live. It's up to you to determine what course your life takes starting today. Because, my friend, you are truly the prophet of your life. Every day, life throws challenges at us. It's how we choose to handle these challenges that make all the difference. You can decide the course of your life from today onward. Some of the key messages in the book You Are the Prophet of Your Life include: number one, being consistent in what you say and what you believe. A problem that most of us are guilty of is inconsistency. We are destined to fail when we allow negative thoughts and beliefs to impact what we are saying, especially to ourselves, but also to other people. Being inconsistent in our beliefs translates to sowing seed of doubt and unbelief. The famous saying is true that whatever you sow, you will reap. Always endeavor to be consistent in what you say and to speak others, excluding faith, happiness, and wellness. Number two, being pessimistic is dangerous. Do not get up in the morning telling yourself it's going to be a horrible day. No matter how bad your yesterday was, it should never stop you from being optimistic today. Being a pessimist is a recipe for suffering. It prevents you from seeing the positive in your life. You must realize you are in control of what you think. Most importantly, positive thoughts lead to positive actions. The book You Are the Prophet of Your Life also tells us that it is important to read scripture. You do not have to believe in God to read the scripture. These are lessons that anyone can learn and gain inspiration from. Reading the Bible can help liberate you from negative thinking. God's words can elude hope and positivity. God tells man that he can look forward to a great life by living righteously and not violating others. Nothing is as powerful as this. Lastly, the book You Are the Prophet of Your Life says we need to investigate our emotions. Being a prophet of your life involves your being in control of your emotions. Investigating our emotions requires self-examination, which for some is painful. Most of us are scared to make mistakes, so we hesitate to make tough decisions. No matter how difficult investigating your emotions can be, you must never shy away from it. When you are not in touch with your emotions, you are destined to live a life out of control. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break.
Are you sick and tired of being you? Do you want another life, a second chance? Then it's time to change. It's time for you to find out who you are. It's time for you to stand up for yourself. It's time for you to think for yourself. It's time to rid your mind of poisonous beliefs like women should only be seen and not heard. It's time for you to learn how other women accomplished their goals. For more information regarding women of courage and to be among the countless women learning to manage the challenges, limitations, and rejections of life, go to https://touchedbythelight.us.
I think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try, and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow. You were built to push boundaries. You were designed to go beyond the breaking point. But somewhere down the line, you got comfortable. You decided settling was the best option. There are no comfort zones on the path to success. There is no wait once you see an opportunity. In this life, we don't walk around our fears. We grit our teeth, we run over those fears. So show me where you come from. Where risk is taken and the pride is won. We don't stop in this life. We don't quit in this life. We push until the day we die. I can tell you, this will be the hardest thing you have ever experienced. That moment when you decide to risk everything to follow your dreams. But when you realize it is possible, that this is no longer a dream, this is a reality, you will change. The hustle will be born. But you need to believe in the process. Countless hours, sleepless nights, leaving nothing on the table, because we can't let this one fail. We won't let this one fail. We grind because we have to now. We push because we have to now. There is no wait for this dream. Every move is calculated, every decision is planned and executed. You've got one shot to make this count. No room for regrets in this life. We dream big, we push big, we grind big, we live big. So tell me, are you dreaming or are you pushing?
There is nothing wrong with being dissatisfied with your life. There is nothing wrong with wanting a new life. But there is something wrong when you do not put forth an effort to change what you believe is wrong in your life. When you do not act to change your life, you have condemned yourself to a life of misery. You will spend days envying other people. You will spend days fantasizing on what your life would be like only if. Why not try and change your life? Do something different and something new. Stop suffering. Stop looking in someone else's garden, wishing it were you. If the book, You Are the Prophet of Your Life, has a positive change in just one person's life and saves that person from living a life full of hopelessness and despair, then it would have been worth it to the author to write the book. But I know the impact this way of life has always had on me, and my goal is to share the message with as many people who are suffering as possible. This book is for everyone. This is a story of your life, and you are its only writer. Let You Are the Prophet of Your Life be your companion to help guide you through life's obstacles. Let it be the beacon of light to waken you to the best of you. You must realize that the only limitations in this life are the ones you put on yourself. Here is something to consider. Are you confused about the situations in life? Or are you discouraged about your present situation? Or have you been discouraged that you can never amount to something due to past failures? Or are you loaded with lots of fear? Or are you depending on friends to survive for living? Worry no more. We have information today that will help you on your way to making a better, more fulfilling life. We have for you today a book loaded and well packaged titled You Are the Prophet of Your Life. This book will enlighten you on who you are, how to build yourself, and how to be a prophet of your life. Many of us feel when we pass through hard times that the world is crashing in on us. Do you feel that there is nothing to life anymore? Probably you are even contemplating condemning yourself for your life. You don't need to suffer in silence. If there is anything in your life that you do not like, you can change it. You do not have to cope with the situation anymore. What you need is a touch of light through the right knowledge that will make you become a prophet of your own life. It is only in your darkest hours that you may discover the true strength of the brilliant light within yourself that can never ever be dimmed. You Are the Prophet of Your Life is an exceptional book that will expand your understanding of violence and other measures to prevent violence against women, children, and the community. It will help you to make informed and timely decisions that can help save your life, enrich your soul, enlighten your mind, and make you understand that capacity inside of you to bring about change. You desire to nourish your mind, grow, and get to a greater height, then choose to be the prophet of your own life by taking advantage of this rare opportunity. Knowledge is your best weapon against evil. Most of us live a life, but only few of us live our dreams. A lot of us have lofty dreams. We want to have successful relationships. We want to own a big corporation. We want to raise a beautiful family. Only few of us are able to fill these desires. A lot of people are confused about how to live their lives to the fullest. People keep listening to relatives who are not knowledgeable. These people keep listening to friends who are not knowledgeable. Listening to these people, you end up living a mediocre life. If this describes you, then you are not alone. Understand, your life is not a rocket science. So what you put in is what you get out. You fall into the category of people who do not have the willpower to live their own life, then I've got good news for you. You Are the Prophet of Your Life is the book you need. It doesn't only help solve a lot of personal problems, it also provides practical guidance on how you can move from the realm of dreaming to the realm of doing so that you can achieve your heart's desire. I know you have seen in your lifetime how negativity can ruin a beautiful life. But by living positively, you can solve a number of personal problems that could stand in your way of a happy, successful life. Think of yourself as the architect of a beautiful new building. That's you. That's your life. You can decide how many bathrooms are in this house or how many bedrooms are in the house. Think of your life as a vehicle for which you are the driver. You can decide what car you drive. You can decide how fast you drive. Think of your life as a ship on a stormy sea for which you are the captain. You can decide whether or not you're going to sail that ship into the storm or put your boat into harbor. Only you can determine your course. Only you can determine the direction you want to go. Every day, life throws challenges at us, but it is you who chooses how to handle these challenges that makes the difference in your life. You can decide what happens in your life. You can be your own prophet. You are faced with a cheating husband or a cheating wife, an unhealthy relationship, pregnancies, or extreme poverty. It is the decision you make of how to handle these situations that determine your life. You can free yourself by reading the book You Are the Prophet of Your Life. This book was written to help people all across the world to stand and confront the problems in our lives for the sake of the future of your children. The book You Are the Prophet of Your Life applies to everyone, male or female. Do not be confused by the title of our show, which says Women of Courage. Our implementation is applicable to males and females. Chinese proverb says the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. You should never be afraid of taking the bold step. You want a change of career at age 40, then go do something about it. You need to acquire a new skill to boost your income. Go do something about it. You love someone but are scared to tell them. Go do something about it. No one will kill you for that. Stop letting other people write your life. Stop letting other people tell you what should please you and what should not please you. Look beyond the facade of whatever despair and disappointment you are currently facing. Don't ever look down on yourself. If you have to look down on yourself, make certain it's your shoes that you're admiring. You need a companion to help you through life. You need a companion to help you make easier decisions. That companion can be the book You Are the Prophet of Your Life. Please realize you can enjoy a more fruitful and fun-filled life after reading You Are the Prophet of Your Life several times. I am going to read a portion of the first chapter of the book You Are the Prophet of Your Life. I want you to listen closely to what I read. It is important that you believe in yourself. Your success in life or your failure in life depends upon your belief in yourself. Your success in life also depends on what you believe is right and what you believe is wrong. Who will you fight, how long you fight, and the tools you use to fight will all depend upon your believing in yourself and your moral beliefs. If we take a closer look at what you believe or do not believe, we will see your beliefs also affect the lives of your wife, your children, or your husband. So you see, your belief system encompasses your entire existence. Your belief system is so important that you should always be concerned with what thoughts are being fed to you by people who are around you and what information you receive through news sources. You cannot take a cavalier attitude toward your associates or toward the person who reports the news. People have committed suicide because they believe the hopelessness reported by the reporter on television. The stock market is going to crash. There are no jobs. You're going to lose your home. There will be a food line throughout the country. All the computers in the country are going to crash. There is nothing man can do. The pestilence is up on us. Disasters are inevitable. Run, death is upon us. This type of soothsaying is dangerous. It is debilitating and it causes people to become sick at heart. Defeat settles in and death of the spirit or death of the body soon follow. If you remain around people who speak hatred and negativity, soon violence settles in and destruction follows. There have been men who have committed murder because they believed their act would be accepted by the people around them. The murder of James Chaney, a 20-year-old black man from Meridian, Mississippi; Andrew Goodman, age 20, white Jewish anthropology student from New York; and Michael Schwerner, a 24-year-old white Jewish organizer and former social worker, also from New York. The men who committed murder in Mississippi gambled with eternal damnation, thinking they had the approval of their community. These men committed a vile act because they refused to change their friends or their thinking. Vile acts have been committed all over this country now because of people and their thinking. Many of these men are in prison for the rest of their lives because of their belief system. Did not their belief system affect their lives and the lives of their wives and children? What child do you know would want to visit his or her parent in prison? Child wants to see his parent at home, on the playground, or in a mall, not in a prison where they cannot touch one another or truly have a human experience together. What child do you know wants to try and explain to his or her friends that their father or mother is a murderer? Imagine explaining to your friends how your father beheaded a man, Garrett P. Johnson Jr., an ex-Marine, and burned him alive because of his race. Imagine being the judge who heard the case, the prosecutor who did not seek the death penalty, or the all-white jury who had to decide the guilt of the case. No child wants to say that his or her father is a murderer or that his or her mother is a liar. The child wants to say, my father is a police officer. My father is a fireman. My father is a mailman. My father is a man who works and takes care of his family. My father is a man of character and integrity, and I'm proud of him. No child wants to say, my father is a murderer. Imagine the feelings of all of the children in this country whose fathers were executed for the act of rape and murder. A man was executed in 2009 for murdering his estranged wife and his two stepdaughters. He left behind his two adult children who will be forever affected by the decision he made when he committed murder. 2 years earlier, on February 8, 2007, James Lewis Jackson, age 47 of Texas, was executed for murdering his wife, Sharon Jackson, age 39, and his two stepdaughters, Aretha Mays, 18, and Cecilia Mays, 19, in April 1997. Sharon Jackson had asked for a divorce because James Jackson was a crack addict. Mr. Jackson believed at the time it was okay to smoke crack. There was nothing wrong with his behavior, although the society around him had labeled his behavior of purchasing and smoking crack as a criminal act. James Jackson's behavior left several families shattered, all because of his thought life. When Mickey James Davison was executed October 19, 1995, in the Greenville Correction Center in Virginia for the June 13, 1990 murder of his wife, Doris James Davison, and his two stepdaughters, Mamie Darnell Clatterbuck, age 14, and Tammy Lynn Clatterbuck, age 13, he said, I'll say my last words to the Lord. I guess that's all I really have to say. He told relatives that he murdered his wife and stepdaughters because his wife said she was going to return to her former husband. Look at how many lives he destroyed by his thinking and decisions. There was no question that Mr. Davison believed in God. The volunteer prison minister Bobby B. West said he made his peace with God and God has forgiven him. He's sorry for the crime since the day it was committed. Mr. Davison believed in God, but his behavior showed that he did not allow God's teaching to control his behavior. He knew it was wrong to kill, but he allowed his emotions of low self-esteem, shame, anger, jealousy, and hurt to control him, causing him to commit murder. He exhibited no self-control, as did Mr. Jackson of Mississippi and the man executed in 2009. What do you think and how you think does affect the outcome of your life? How many men sit in bars telling one another, I'll kill my wife if she cheats on me? In 1995, Virginia had put more people to death than any state but Florida and Texas. There is a man in Missouri on death row who committed his first murder at the age of 27, all because of what he believed. To date, he has confessed to 20 murders, 6 aggravated assaults, 16 bank robberies, and 2 bombings. This man will never get out of prison. In another 20 or 30 years, he will die, and his daughter will have to spend almost her entire life without her father, all because of what he believed. Did not this child deserve to have a father in the home whom she could turn to when she needed him, rather than visiting him in prison, if she indeed visited him? What you believe can make you a fool, or what you believe can make you a genius. You should be concerned about where on the spectrum you fall. Your thoughts and conclusions are developed from information that you receive from outside sources and digest as truth and fact, or from information that you reject as false. It behooves you to question what you believe, because this is the basis for your advancement through life or your decline in life. To end up in prison because of your beliefs is extreme. Ending up in the gutter because of your beliefs is also extreme, yet quite possible. Can you not see the danger involved in allowing your mind to be exposed to a type of conversation that will lead you to hatred and murder, envy and jealousy? As long as you sit at the lunch table or stand in the backyard talking about people, jealousy and envy will be the results of your conversations. You talk about your neighbor's new car. You talk about your neighbor's new couch. Pretty soon, you will decide you want a new car like your neighbor, or you want a new couch like your neighbor. So you will begin to connive and arrange situations that you can talk to your neighbor's husband. Maybe you meet him for a drink. Find you are in bed with him because your true objective is a new car or a new couch. As time progresses, your desires may change and you will attempt to replace his wife. After all, you think you're better than his wife. You convince yourself that his wife is the problem. You justify your behavior by saying that you are the better woman. Not once do you see yourself for what you are, a mean-spirited, envious, and jealous woman who is willing to do anything to destroy the object of her jealousy and hatred, which is his wife. You refuse to believe that what you want to be is exactly like her. You formulate this hatred plan because you were angry that no man has been willing to provide you with a new car or a new couch. You decide to get what you want through deceit and subterfuge. You refuse to believe that the reason why the man provides for his wife is because she has served him as a wife. She has made him feel necessary in her life. She is his sinner. Since you are deceitful, you lie to the world and to yourself. You continue with your plan, never realizing that the first murder ever committed in the world was committed because of jealousy. The book, You Are the Prophet of Your Life, was written for both men and women. It is for the man who wants more out of life than just a lunchbox and a job. The book is for women who want more out of life than a house and a husband. In the book, You Are the Prophet of Your Life, you learn that the mind and the heart are two very important and powerful tools we humans are blessed with. What we use our mind and hearts to do is very crucial and important in determining what and who we become in the future. So it's always important to be careful of our thoughts and what we put in our hearts, because whatever we put in our heart and mind is like a seed that grows bigger and bigger every day. You in turn become your thoughts. If your thoughts are pleasant and kind, then they will protect and project your attitude to the world. Yet if your thoughts are evil and unkind, this is the person you will essentially become. You cannot think hateful thoughts and not expect these thoughts not to be expressed in your behavior. Nor can you associate with foul-mouthed people and not assimilate. This is why it is important that you use discretion when you are selecting your friends. How would you like to be like me? I had a friend. I thought nothing about her choice of friends. I thought she was just like me. So one day, she invited me to her boyfriend's house. I went. We were supposed to have a party, drink beer, and play cards. So I relaxed, as did the other guests, and we became involved in the card game. What I did not know is I was in a dope house. I was laughing and having fun in a dope house, and I did not know it. I know you're going to say that I should have known I was in a dope house, but no, the house was in a nice neighborhood. All the cars were late model cars. There were no drug found. There were no crack pipes, no syringes, etc. No one was lying around sleeping. The house was clean and well kept. Nothing. Yet there was one signal I ignored. When we entered the house, I saw her boyfriend put a key in the lock and lock the door. I wondered about this, but I ignored it. Anyway, while we were playing cards, we heard a man curse. Then we heard some rumblings, and then we heard gunfire. Like everyone, I broke and ran to the door off the kitchen because the door was closer. The door would not open. You needed the key to open it. Then everyone ran into the front room. The same thing happened. The door would not open. By this time, I heard a second shot. I saw the plaster crack in the wall. I heard the man curse again. Then I heard footsteps coming down the steps. I knew at that moment I had to do something. I remembered my father's words, "Let no man take your life." My father always told me, you go down fighting and take it with you. I stepped back, bowed my head down, covered my eyes, and then I ran and dove out the picture window. I landed in the snow, running with no shoes on. People followed me. After that experience, I reaffirmed that I do not walk with, talk with, sleep with, or eat with anyone who is essentially different than me, and I interview all prospective friends. I take no one at face value. I did not agree with drugs. It never occurred to me that my friend did not hold the same values and views. I made an assumption that my friend was just like me, and that assumption could have cost me my life. When you put doubt and disbelief and pessimism in your heart, you will always get a negative result. While putting hope, faith in your heart will lead to positive results and life will seem easier. Test this proposition. When you get up in the morning, tell yourself you're going to say hello and smile at everyone you meet. Watch the response. Most people respond positively to a hello or a smile. Believe it or not, smiling can make you feel better. One also feels better when one interacts with people positively. Life is never void of problems, so it's high time for you to know that the problems will always be there, and it is important that you take your mind off the problems and focus on the solutions and the way forward. Above all, be optimistic. You must never tell yourself that you are tired of fighting. What you do during the day and at night is to refresh yourself. Life is a series of battles. You just have to make up your mind that you're going to take one battle at a time and give that battle all you can give it in order to win. If you're going to do anything in terms of prophesizing, prophesy success, joy, and happiness.
The dictionary defines a prophet as a person regarded as an inspired teacher, one who proclaims the will of God. Now, as a person, have you asked yourself what inspires you? Where does your inspiration come from, and what do you proclaim over your life? There are lots of misconceptions about what destiny is. But you need to know that you're the one who decides what your destiny would be. If a man, for instance, goes out with a table knife and stabs another man deliberately, he has proclaimed prison sentence upon himself. It's that simple. Our destiny evolves every day because of the choices we make. And that is why, as the prophet of your life, you can choose to draw inspiration from the Word of God, teach yourself godly values, proclaim good things over your life, and work towards the achievement you desire. You are where you are today because of the choices you made yesterday, and if you want your situation to change, you must start making decisions based on where you want to be or what you want to achieve. Remember also, that life is not fair to anyone. It doesn't give you what you deserve but what you desire. So it is important to work towards your desires every time, irrespective of the situation around you. Do not let anything limit you. Stand up for yourself and be the man you have always wanted to be.
The Women of Courage Show broadcast on WHPR 88.1 FM every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. Please remember, if you are not in your car or near a radio during our broadcast, we can be seen and heard on your computer if you go to TV33WHPR.com. Again, TV33WHPR.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the link WHPR 88.1 FM. We can also be heard on your phone if you download the free app WHPR TV Detroit Live, or listen to us on Roku at WHPR TV Detroit Live 88.1 FM. If you missed one of our broadcasts, you can view our archive on YouTube at the Touched by the Light Publishing channel. Twice a month on Saturday, I meet with my listeners for a discussion about issues affecting women. Please join us. For dates, times, and directions, you can reach us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Do not forget the dates September 14th and October 5th. Both of these dates are a Saturday. Rather than conduct our regular Saturday meetings, the Women of Courage Show is holding 2 workshops at the Southfield Pavilion in the multi-purpose room. The regular tickets for these events are $20. You can contact Renee of WHPR at 707-881-7363 for tickets and more information about the event and the vendor opportunities. This is going to be a spectacular event. You will not forget this experience. There is only one person in this state that can give a workshop like this. The last time she gave a workshop, it was for the Association of Black Social Workers at the Center on Woodward. During the workshop, not one word was spoken by anyone except by the narrator. And when the social workers left the workshop, there was not one handout left on the table. You will want to share this event with your friends and family. Bring your business cards to share. The Women of Courage Show encourages women to respect other women and to support women in business. It is only when we work together that we win. Because of the city fire codes, these are limited capacity workshops. Please purchase your tickets early so you will not miss out on hearing from one of the world's most prolific writers. Our speaker is the only person in America who has researched the murders of more than 20,000 women. She was in college when Masters and Johnson published their 1957 to 1994 work on human sexuality. She vowed then that she would complete an equally important work. She accomplished this task between the ages of 57 and 69. Her research is entitled Do This in Remembrance of Me. You will want to hear what this woman has to say. Remember, Renee of WHPR TV 33 can help you with tickets. God bless and keep believing. The best revenge against your enemy is for you to succeed. Dr. Latina Denson is running for the Southfield City Council, and she needs your help. Dr. Latina Denson has dedicated her life to public service. She works as the commissioner on senior adults in Southfield. She volunteers at numerous agencies such as World Medical Relief, Stroke of Knowledge, and she is currently the president of Strategic Development Solutions. Show your appreciation by voting for Dr. Latina Denson for City Council of Southfield, Michigan. You can support the election of Dr. Latina Denson by going to the website touchedbythelight.us and purchasing a book. Proceeds from your purchase will help her campaign. Thank you. Be certain that you attend the Women of Courage workshops September the 14th and October the 5th in Southfield at the Southfield Pavilion. Both dates are a Saturday. Dr. Latina Denson will be our guest speaker. Seating is limited. Regular tickets are $20. For ticket and vendor information, please contact Renee from WHPR. Her phone number is 707-881-7363. Again, 707-881-7363. Dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the Hands of a Million People? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach 1 million women with this information to save lives. The death of one woman to breast cancer from our community is one woman too many. We thank you for your support. Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Thank you for listening to Women of Courage, and have a great day.